Welcome back to American Agenda. The U.S. Labor Department reported first-time unemployment claims for last week at 1 million. That's a slight decrease from last week, but it still keeps the total number of continuing claims in the range of 14 to 15 million. How long can we expect new unemployment to hover around 1 million a week? Here to weigh in, our A-plus panel for the day, editor-in-chief of HerMoney.com, Kathryn Tuggle, and former director of the SEC Division of Investment Management, Norm Champ. Norm, still awfully high numbers historically.
Still more than 400,000 above the records we set after the 2008 crisis. So think 600 and some odd thousand then. Here we are hovering at 1 million week after week after week. So it's still not great. However, it's down almost 10% from last week. We've seen we had been seeing a tick down. We had a little bit of a rise. Now we seem to be down again a little bit. The continuing claims are dropped again. So we're now to 14.5 million. And you think about that number had been as high as 25 million just a few months ago. So I think the overall picture is gradual improvement, but we've got a long way to go.
Kathryn, what do you think about these numbers? And I hate to ask, how does it feel? But you talk to a lot of people. How are they feeling about the economy right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's distressing to see anybody continuing to lose a job, because I think we always want to think that we've overcome that next hurdle. But the truth is, we're in the 23rd consecutive week of claims, elevated claims over 1 million. So I think we were all hoping at this point to be at a point where we could be in the clear and jobs would start coming back. We all want to start to see that V-shaped recovery that we've been promised really soon.
Yeah, and so what you're implying is we're not really in a V-shape, and most people would say you may have a V-shape on Wall Street, but you don't have a V-shape in the economy itself.
Right. Wall Street and the economy are two very different things. I think that there are bright spots. Certainly there are people out there getting jobs. But then just this week, we heard from American Airlines that if they don't get further stimulus come October 1, they're going to be laying off a further 20,000 people. And they're not alone. And it's not just hospitality. It's not just travel and leisure. It's a lot of other industries out there that are going to be struggling again towards the end of the year.
Norm, is this down to the virus? I mean, if we had control of that virus, do we get back to more normal?
I think so. If we could have a situation where people weren't scared of the virus, then something like the American Airlines layoffs aren't going to happen because people will get back to air travel. But until we get the virus under control, it really feels like hotel, travel, and those things are going to be impaired. But I did want to link two facts from this week that I thought were interesting, which is in New York, they're still not opening the gyms. But on the other hand, if you looked at Dick's Sporting Goods, they reported record earnings this week. And so you see how, okay, people aren't going to gyms and gyms are hurting, and I hope they can reopen, but the longer it goes on, the more difficult. And yet with the home workout craze, something like Dick's is doing really well and selling more home sporting goods, home workout stuff than they ever have before. So we are seeing things move around in the economy from dark spots to brighter spots.
Yeah, Kathryn, that stay-at-home thing, eventually we want to get back to work, right?
Right. I mean, well, Norm's exactly right in that the pain is being spread around in the economy, which kind of makes it hard to track. That's what's giving us these big question marks as to why Wall Street is doing so well. Because the truth is, technology companies, Zoom, Apple, all these companies, Amazon, they're doing really well, and they are kind of pulling the weight for some of the companies that are suffering. But we absolutely need to get people back into stores, back into offices, back into restaurants, and that's when we're really going to start to see the recovery. The concern.
Yeah, can't wait to see that happen. Martin and Lewis, Abbott and Costello. You know what I'm going to say now. Tuggle and Champ, yes, joined again by the famous duo. Thank you, Kathryn Tuggle, Norm Champ. Always great to have you on Newsmax. And folks, you can keep